what's known in critical theory as articulation, which is to say a relation of ideas and thoughts between the genocider and the genocided. There's a recognition on the part of the genocider that the genocided actually has the capacity and the right to make place, Ohlone land, out of space, and make time, make event out of endless duration. Now, it goes without saying that the space and time of native cultural construction is always already considered inferior, but it's always already also recognized. And this is precisely what is absent in the structure of anti-Black violence, which is a recognition of a Black world. And so there's a lot of theoretical evidence and arguments about this, but I was doing it poetically. I mean, Fanon writes this in his chapter, The Fact of Blackness, or The Lived Experience of the Black, however you want to translate it, when he says to Sartre, the Jew is a stimulus to anxiety because of his or her ideas, or the idea of the Jew. They will take over the world banking system. They get the best grades. They get all the best spots, you know. The Black is a stimulus to anxiety at the corporeal level. The body is a contaminating thing. It's not like the world is anxious about the type of alternative society Black domination will have. It's anxious about Black people in their corporeal, in their bodies. And so this is a very different, so what I'm suggesting is that these types of phobic anxieties that structure what Fanon is saying, that structure anti-Semitism, which is different than the phobic anxiety that structures anti-Blackness, are symptomatic of two structures of violence that are actually not the same. One is purposeful. I'm going to kill you to take your land. The other is something different, which will take us a longer time to get into, but I suggest that you read David Marriott's book On Black Men to understand this, because one of the things that Marriott is saying is that violence against Black people is actually necessary for the psychic health of everyone else, as opposed to violence against Native people as being necessary for the territorial domination. And so I was suggesting that the two poems are emblematic of this, are symptomatic of this difference of two types of people seemingly at the performative level experiencing the same kind of violence, but it's not really structured in the same way, and it doesn't feed the world for the same reasons.